Hey guys, this is Alex of YGO Bros. I'm here with an Evilswarm deck profile. The one bad thing about Evilswarms is that you can't really get too creative with them, but I figured, why not? I really love the deck. I'm running triple Caster for starters. Caster lets you normal summon once more. He creates a condition whenever he summons, so you can't stop him with Valor. However, you can with Skill Drain. I'm running triple Heliotrope. I really love Heliotrope because he's the beater of the deck. 1950 is no joke. And you can also summon him with Rescue Rabbit, so that's also very good. I'm running triple Thunderbird. Thunderbird is amazing in this deck. Whenever a card effect would be activated, he simply flies away, and then he comes back during the next standby phase. The one key thing about him, though, is that whenever he comes back, he simply returns to the field, and he's not special summoned. Also, once he returns, he gets an extra 300, so 1950 for him alone. That is also just amazing. I also run Cercion. Cercion is basically the greatest top deck ever in the universe. In this deck, anyway, but that's Cercion. And for my personal tech choice, I'm running two Kitos. Kitos, I feel, serves a better purpose than Mandragora since he can destroy spells and traps, be it face down or face up. And his effect is to tribute himself as a cost, and then he resolves in the grave. So he can get over Skill Drain if you ever get in those types of situations. One Rescue Rabbit for the Heliotrope plays. One Thunder King. Thunder King is just too good not to run. He has 1900 attack, can stop both players from searching their decks for cards, and he can negate inherent summons, so that's really good. And then finally, for my last two monsters, I run two Hand Traps, the Effect Veiler. He's just too good. And for draw power, or spells rather, I'm running Allure, one Reinforcement of the Army. I'm running two Mystical Space Typhoon. My reasoning for this is that I already run two Kitos, so I actually don't need any more spell or trap destruction, but I may bump it up to 3. At this moment, I'm only running the 2. I'm running two Lance. I prefer Lance over Dress. The extra 200 that you would get over Dress is actually really, really helpful. Activating this during the damage step lets you get over a bunch of monsters, and also saves my Evilswarms whenever there's heavy back row on my opponent's side of the field. And I run only two Pandemic. I feel the deck only needs the 2. I hate drawing Pandemics so much. I prefer just running the 2. Keeps me from drawing a dump load of them without any Evilswarms in hand. Now onto my traps. I'm running 3 Phoenix Chain for monster effect negations, and to keep them from attacking. 2 Mirror Force. I prefer Mirror Force over Deep Prison, since it takes care of a lot of problems. Destroys all type position monsters on your opponent's side of the field. 1 Deep Prison, to get rid of that one problem monster, such as Yamato. So that's just the one. Infection. Infection is really good in this deck. Whenever you don't want your monster to, or your Evilswarm monster, to die, simply flip it up and swap them out for another. It's really good for those grind games whenever you have a hard time drawing an Evilswarm monster. Simply swap it out for another and just try it again next turn. 1 Safe Zone. It's good for the Master Key lock, also to save your monsters from destruction for that one turn. You can also chain it to your opponent's monster whenever it's targeted by MST, and destroy that monster, so that's cool also. 1 Torrential, clear the field, and then a Compulse, a Bottomless, and then for my counter traps, I'm running 1 Dark Bribe. I really like Dark Bribe. I feel it's much more versatile than 7 Tools of the Bandit. Whenever you're trying to go for that final push during the battle phase, your opponent activates that Mirror Force that he's been setting all this time, you Dark Bribe it, your opponent draws a card, he can't really do anything unless he runs a Battle Fader or Swift Scarecrow, but 1 Solemn Warning. It's just too good not to run. And for my final trap, I run 1 Blackhorn. It's really good, lets you negate XYZs and Synchros, and inherent summons such as BLS, Red Eyes, Darkness, Metal Dragon. So that's really, really good. And then for my extra deck, I'm running triple Ophion, 1 Bahamut. I really like Bahamut. The one cool thing about him is that whenever you would detach as a cost to activate the effect, pitching is not a cost. You have to target first, so you target your opponent's monster, and then your opponent has to respond with either Phoenix Train or an Effect Veiler, since pitching is not a cost, so that's awesome. Evilswarm Exciton Knight. Exciton Knight is really, really good in this deck with Pandemic. It's really hard to stop him at that point, unless, say, your opponent negates him with a Solemn Warning or Blackhorn, but this one clears fields. Evilswarm Nightmare. I haven't been able to use him most recently, but I feel he'd be much better in the next upcoming formats, since the Pendulum summons are inherent summons, and they all activate at the same time. Evilswarm Nightmare does state that whenever your opponent would summon monsters, so they would all flip face down at that point. I want to run Crazy Box just to stall if I can't get over a particular monster that's around, say, 28 or 29. 3k is nothing to laugh at. It's also really fun to see the dice roll. I run one Abyss Dweller. It's really good against frogs, mermails, Bujins also. I really love Abyss Dweller. 2 Silent Honor Arcs. He's too good not to run. He lets you attach an opponent's monster, and then he has an anti-destruction effect. So that's beautiful. I really love it. 1 Diamond Dire to destroy just one card that you don't want on the field. Master Key. This is in tandem with Safe Zone. It's amazing. It's deadly. It's hard to get out of. 1 Gaga Cowboy. That 1-800 for a burn when you're trying to go for a game is really, really helpful. Also, he lets you get over 3k monsters, so I love that also. I also love Black Ship of Corn. He's really good against the Bujin matchup, since Black Ship of Corn does state that he sends the monster to the grave. He lets you get over Hair. Hair requires the monster to be destroyed either by battle or by card effect. So it gets around that clause, and also your opponent gets 1000 burn damage, so that's amazing. And then I'm running the 1 Maestro. He's got a big old donk, and it's really hard to get over him. You can flip your opponent monster's face down, so I really love that. And he has an anti-destruction effect. And then for my side, I have 1 MST. It's that 1 MST that I didn't main. I may end up putting it in there for 1 card that I want to swap out, but at the moment it's sided. I'm running 1 Dark Hole to get rid of those problem monsters that I just don't want sticking around on the field for too long, especially since I can't get over them with my my Evilswarms. 2 Creature Swap for the Noble Knight matchup. 2 Deck Lockdowns for the Prophecy matchup. I don't want them adding all those cards, so I really need to deck Lockdown. And then 1 D-Fisher. I swap, or D-Prism, my mistake. I swap it out for the Mirror Force, or 1 Mirror Force, whenever I need to get rid of key monsters, such as Yamato, as I stated earlier, because I really don't want him sticking around on the field for too long. 2 Light Imprisoning Mirror. Again, it's for the Bujin matchup. This is also good against the Constellar matchup. And then 2 Forced Back. Forced Back is the greatest card in the side deck. I will never take it out as long as I'm running Evilswarms, or depending on the meta, but at this point I won't take these out. It's really good against the Bujin as well as the Fire Fist matchup, being that it negates the normal summons that are so key in those decks. Negate Yamato. He has to try it again next turn. Same for Bear. Another good thing that it's really good against is Mermails. I can lock down their big dudes with my Ophion, however, the smaller monsters are also trouble. One of them that I don't want going off is Abyss Spike. I do not want Abyss Spike going off, so that's what the Force Back is for. It stops my monster from getting destroyed, be it by, I forget which one it was. I think it's Marksman, or, man, what's the other? Oh, Infantry. Infantry, I think it's Infantry. I just don't want my dudes getting destroyed. 2 Imperial Iron Walls to stop banishing. Good against the Bujin matchup as well as dragons, when I can't get my Ophion to stop those shenanigans. And then finally 2 Vanity's Emptiness to stop your opponent from special summoning those really spammy decks that I hate so much, be it Gear Curry or Infernities. But yeah, this is my Evilswarm deck profile. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you have any suggestions, go ahead and put that down there as well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.